Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. We're out here in the garden. It's May 3rd. We did get some rain, but the way we harvest our onions and put them up, we said we're going to go ahead and harvest these. They're good size. Uh, we're going to get these out of the ground and get them set in there and show you kind of how we do this. Okay, we've got these harvested, and I want to go over something now. These are the Vidayas. There wasn't that many because we had poor germination, and then a lot of them were sickly looking when they put in the ground. So, but these Vidayas, we've got quite a few of them that's 4.5 to a little over 5 inches. But what I want to talk about is storage onions. Now, an onion like this, you see how thick this neck is across here versus this one here that's narrower. Bigger necked onions, if you notice this, if you're buying your onions from the store, they don't store as long. They'll start rotting quicker because they've got a lot higher water content. Now they were ready to lay over. This rain didn't help, but we said instead of leaving them, we'd bring them in. You can see how this outside layer has split because the outside is trying to dry, get more rain, and then it's trying to grow some more. So what we want to do is get these in here, and what we do is we stack them. And the way we stack them is we'll put the onions and then come down and stack the next onion on top of this. And we've got a fan right here. We'll blow this fan, which will move the air to keep that moisture out. Because if they're just sitting here on a tarp like this, all that moisture that's in those leaves is going to stay there. But we've got Gigi. She likes to be right here, lazy. The other puppy running on. She checks on us regular. But these are all our 1015 Ys, our Texas sweet onions, Texas grown them. These, a lot of them might be small. We put in a lot of late ones, as you remember, because we lost some. And we've had a lot of these split from the cold. They end up splitting into two onions. But we're going to lay these out. These smaller ones we'll save for green onions. The bigger ones we'll hang some so we can have fresh onions for a while. And then we're going to process the rest of them. And process a lot of times seem like a bad word, but it's what we're going to do is we'll clean these up, chop them up, and freeze dry them. But anyway, we'll get these stacked out and see what we got. Okay, we got plenty of green onions from these smaller ones. We'll take and clean these up, get them in the cooler. There's our biggest 1015Y onion. It's doing the same way, trying to split on its outside sheath, but this one's a little over 5 inches. The 1015Y is a big sweet onion. It can take and get as big as the Vidayas. As you can see, there's a lot of them that's up close to that, about the same size in there. But a lot of these, like I say, it was our weather and the freezes that we got during the winter affected a lot of them. We still have a lot of onions here. We're going to turn on this fan, keep the moisture. I can tell you right now, if you don't put a fan on this process, you're going to have a lot of onions rot. You got to get that moisture out of there as fast as possible. It's plenty warm enough here now to cure these out. We'll probably do this a couple of weeks, and then we'll shorten the tops. And the ones we're going to store, we'll put on our baker's rack shelves so that they can sit there where they'll stay dry. The reason for this is when we bundle ours, and we just bundle them and hang them, you get one rotten onion and it starts spreading to the ones around it. You've got to check them almost every day to spot all those ones. We'd lose 40 to 50% of our onions that were long storage because of that thing. We couldn't use them near as long when we went to this other method. It extended the time greatly. We don't cut them as short as they do in the stores. We'll leave about an inch on our final stage when we get ready to store them. But you've got to get them dried and cured out. Yes, it's nice if you can do like a lot of the videos say, your weather permits, where you can just pull them out of the ground, lay them there in the sun, let that sun warm and dry a lot of the moisture. If you can harvest them when you just go down, break all the tops over, wait a week and harvest them, yes, that's fantastic if you can do that. But gardening isn't one of those things that you can do exactly textbook every time. So you have to learn to do things in a way that works best for you. And this is the way we do it. And what we'll do later is we're going to take some of those Vidalia onions. We'll take one of them. We'll take one of these Texas, we call them noonday onions because that's originally in Texas. That's when they started planting them, but they're 1015 Ys, and they got that number because they'd plant them October 15th. But there's your history lesson. But they're a good sweet onion. We're going to compare them to the Vidalia. Say if we'd rather grow Vidalia or the other, if we can't get better germination on the seed, we'll stick with our 1015 Ys. But there you go. I hope this video was helpful. And like I say, we'll come back later. We'll do that one on a taste test so we can see if it's that much noticeably better. I hope your onions are doing well. Remember, you can't always harvest like you want to. We've got extra tarp here because here, probably within the next week, we'll go ahead and harvest our garlic too, get it curing out, do all this, our alliums at one time. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up and enjoy that gardening experience.